right, this is SquidManager version 1.2 teaser number 2. The next big thing I've gotten in here is the ability to adjust our cue points to zero crossings. So if we were to take here, and as you can see here, the start of the loop is not at a zero crossing now. And we might as well do that on the end as well to make this interesting, right? Like so, that's good enough. So we can take and we can move to this zero crossing or a previous one, which we can't see on the screen here. You can move any of these by right-clicking and choosing the zero crossing option. Let's go ahead and slide our loop point to the right. And you can now see we've moved to a zero crossing on that. And we'll do the same thing here, and we'll move this guy to the left. And there we go. So now they both have a meet at the zero crossing, which means you won't have a pop or a click for your loop. So that's useful. We can also adjust the start, of course. We won't see that on the loop tuner here, but you will see that on the display down below. So we'll move that guy to the left. So you can now adjust cue points using that. Again, right click to bring the pop-up menu on these guys, and there's a zero crossing option. At some point in the future, I will be adding some other ways of moving the pointers, and this will become the adjust menu, and there'll be zero crossing and some other options for that. So yeah, that and importing all of the audio file formats, as I showed in my last video, fixed the crash that was in that last video. So now that's all working right. And so yeah, again, you can now import, load up AIFF files, MP3 files, OGG files, WAV files that aren't of the right format, and they'll get converted to the right format. And on Mac and Windows, depending what the underlying audio system, Windows Media or Core Audio support, you might get other formats on those two platforms. So yeah, the next piece I'm going to do now is add some cue tools. In the Squid sample module itself, there's something called split, which will take all existing cues and split them in half. So I think I'm going to implement that one. I'm going to borrow a feature from the assimilator, which allows you to chop in a certain number of pieces. I think I'll do maybe 2 to 16 pieces. So yeah, it'll be a chop and then a menu that has 2 through 16 available. If in the future we want to do all 64 pieces, which seems like a lot, then I can modify how that works. But a menu with 64 options on it seems a little big, so I think 16 is probably a pretty common. Right, that'll be useful for chopping up an equally defined piece of drum material or just creating snippets out of non-drum type materials. And then in the future, not in this release, but in the future, I'll also add some transient detection stuff, which I think is called auto on the cue menu. There's an auto option which tries to make cues out of transient detection stuff. I'm not sure how good that is on the module. And of course, I can't emulate the exact algorithm on the module, so it won't work exactly the same. So I won't call it auto, I'll call it something else. Slice, I think, is what I'm going to call it. I'm implementing the same thing for the assimilator editor, where again, I can't do the exact algorithm that the assimilator has. So I'll just call it slice there. I think it's called chop on the assimilator. In any case, that's it. We're getting really close. So I'll get those, the split, and maybe I'll call it chop or slice or something like that. Again, for making 2 to 16 pieces. and might be a couple of little small things I might try to throw in, but I think that's going to be the next release. So, yay.